Blue Christmas, and some people call it longest night. You can do it on December 21st. We don't always do that. So Blue Christmas is a service that was created by a woman who decided that maybe the season is not holly and jolly for everybody, which we all know that to be true.
I've been a member since 2003. I had been coming for a few years off and on. My parents were members, and the usual where it pleased my parents for me to come with them, I did.
I got involved with the church after she did. We were already married when she got pretty dedicated to the church, and then gradually I became more frequent in appearance here, and I'm a musician, so I was asked, I think maybe one of the first years the church had done the Blue Christmas service, to contribute. And I really was moved by the ceremony and felt like it was something that I could make a contribution through.
I'm a member of the Worship and Music Committee meeting, and one of our members came to us, I remember precisely when that happened, probably about 5 or 6 years ago, and said that he had gone to a Blue Christmas service at a different church, I don't remember if it was in South Carolina or not, and pitched it to the Worship and Music Committee to say, would Redeemer consider doing a service like this? And I remember thinking at the time, oh, that sounds lovely, what a beautiful idea, but I don't want to go to that. That would be too sad. I wouldn't want to do that. I definitely avoided it. At least the first year or two we did it, and I think it's a beautiful service, and I wouldn't miss it. I would just as soon miss Christmas Eve.
While people are watching Elf and all these other Christmas movies, I met my husband, and he doesn't feel the same about the season. And so there are people who really just don't enjoy holidays. There are also people who, there's maybe a seat empty this year. So while we have All Saints, and it's a very holy day to remember those we've lost, Blue Christmas, I realized, creates a space for people who want to keep coming back each year to just take a moment and pray.
The service, to me, is meaningful because it's wow. I'd say it's a group of people, some of which I see during the year, some of people I've never seen before. We all may get a little weepy, or we all may get, but it's just a lovely sense of, wow, it's Christmas time, and we don't all have to be feeling the same way.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a service that doesn't have as many traditions connected that are rooted in church history, and you can come together with music and candlelight and lament and prayer and just have a time where you don't have to be putting on the Christmas smile if that's not how you're feeling that season.
If you're not having a great year, if you go to this service, then Christmas is a lot easier after that.
There's no judgment, we sing some lovely songs, and we hear a beautiful sermon, and we have a lovely ritual. We all have an opportunity to come forward and light a candle for somebody whoever you want to. Somebody you're missing, somebody who's passed on.
I think it's a great chance to pause. It almost feels like you sort of leave the season for an evening. You're able to think about things that don't involve shopping for presents or how you're going to cook the turkey, who's traveling where, is the car going to break down.
The first year, I thought it was important to explain the why. So you can look up the original sermon, the other resources. Google has some, but Sundays and Seasons does have it. I think that you do need to look up the longest night there, but you'll have services in there. You can also use a healing service or an holding prayer around the cross.
We know somewhat what to expect. It's called Blue Christmas.